been doing college recruiting for 10 years, and I could probably spend the rest of the evening talking on this topic. But I will tell you two things that are bothersome. I know that your parents play an integral role in your decision making, but they have no place at a career fair. We had a mom come one time with her son, and she was whipping out resumes out of her backpack, introducing her son, and that's a turn-off for us. Mom can't come to work with you. So she's probably a really nice lady, but your parents probably need advice from home and not at the career fair. And the second thing that I see a lot, especially people that are applying for international positions, is please do not put your picture on a resume. It creates an uncomfortable environment for recruiters because it does open us up to discrimination. And if you have a picture on your resume, though that's acceptable in pretty much every other country except for the United States, we kind of look at it like we don't want to know what you look like, that we are a skills-based recruiting process. And please don't open that up. And by the way, I feel like it's kind of dating game-ish if you have your picture on your resume. So just leave your picture off of the resume.
I'd say one of the other things that I look at is when somebody first approaches me, the suit or the clothes they're wearing, are they pressed or are they wrinkled? Facial hair is a major thing for me. When I'm not at work, yes, I let my facial hair grow out, but when I'm at work or I'm walking around anywhere on our property, I'm always clean shaven. That's something that is very important to me in that aspect. Some of the crazy things that I've heard, I asked somebody to tell me a little bit about themselves and what they do, and they told me they were a self-proclaimed genius. That stopped that conversation right there. So I was thinking, how smart can this person be? That one didn't go too well, but that's just one of the horror stories you'll hear. And I'm sure everybody wants to stand out and be different, which you are in yourself. Each person is going to be different. Your story's going to be different. You don't have to make a crazy first impression or anything like that. If you want to wear funky colored socks, hey, wear it. I got some on. It's not a big deal. But nobody really sees those when I walk up to them. That kind of makes me stand out to myself. But that's something, when you're sitting there and you're standing in front of somebody, be as professional as you can. Keep your shoulders back, not hunched over, because that makes you look timid. You got to look at your body language, and your body language tells you a lot about people and what we expect out of them, what we see out of them. So I think that's something to look at too.
Also, being overly honest, I have to tell you, I feel like we're very friendly at the Career Fair booth, and I think that's our job, is to be very friendly and engaging. However, I've heard people say things like, gosh, I barely made it, I'm so hungover from last night, and those are all inappropriate things to be addressing at the Career Fair. And don't get me wrong, I know you're in college and it's going to happen, but maybe not a topic that we're probably apt to talk to you about. So make sure that your personal comments are, just think about who your audience is before you're overly honest with employers. And be mindful too that don't hurt our feelings, okay? If this isn't an industry that you don't want, don't be rude or not the company that you want, but be very respectful. I could never imagine taking somebody's resume and then laughing and turning around and walking off or what have you. But not that it's ever happened. I'm just saying be mindful that people, that we're polite and that you want to put your best foot forward.
My biggest turnoff is when I'm students and I'm trying to listen to them, they talk lower and lower and lower. And you almost have to kind of lean over into them. When you come and approach the recruiters, you want to talk in a nice, comfortable tone. If you guys go through the career fair, it's going to be a lot of different companies there, and it's going to be a lot of noise, so you want to be able to make sure that recruiter is hearing you. Because the fact that the lower you talk, if I'm missing something, then you might have missed that connection with me. And I've been several times, I was at our career fair the next day, I had a student that did that, and for 2 minutes they stood there and I couldn't barely hear them, and I asked them to speak up. And asked them to speak up again, and it got to the point they just never responded, so it's kind of like the conversation died. So you guys do carry the conversation, so you want to make sure that you can interact with the recruiters.
I'd say, guys, you got to remember that we're going to see, again, hundreds of people, and we're looking for any reason to dismiss a candidate from consideration. We've got a stack of resumes to go through, and there's very few of us to do that. So being as just conservative as possible in your presentation. You see a lot of folks walk up, and I know being in college is about being an individual with multiple facial piercings or tongue piercings. All those, honestly, guys, multiple colored hair, whatever it is, all of that, again, speaks to immaturity rather than maturity. So you want to make sure that your physical presentation matches the hard work on your resume and really supports that with the image you're looking for. Okay?
And I just have one thing to comment on as a former recruiter as well. I mean, it's silly, but keeping your breath fresh is really important. I mean, recruiters, if they have to back up from you, it's not a good thing.